My name is Danny Perez, and I have always thought, how does a game like Helldivers 2 have a great supporting community? So, I have decided to research 3 of the biggest events in the game, to show you the dedication these players have, and to show you how communities can build history. On February 8th, 2024, or 2184 in game, one of the biggest battles happened in Helldivers history. The automatons took the Severin sector, which consisted of 5 planets, such as Tibet, Durgan, Maya, Ubanes, and then Malevelon Creek, or as some divers called it, the Creek. This planet was a very big role during one of the biggest wars, the liberation of Malevelon Creek. This planet was difficult to liberate only because of the many pools of water that there were and the frequent ion storms. And the pools of water caused the Helldivers to be very wary on where they could go, step, or move, while the ion storms made it hard for them to access their tools. It took 3 battles to secure Malevelon Creek. The first battle and the second battle were all about taking over the planet, while the third battle was to defend Malevelon Creek against the automatons' last-ditch effort, which were to deploy 2 new enemies, such as the gunship, which were planes that traveled in groups of 3 to eradicate all enemies of the automatons, and then the factory strider, a 4-legged robot that can deploy units from its stomach. It is also armed with many lasers on below its stomach as well as it being below its head. And then there is a laser cannon on its back, which shot Helldivers from miles away. 25 million Helldivers died in Malevelon Creek. 25 million Helldivers died in Malevelon Creek. And during the last battle, it only took 9 hours for the creek to be successfully defended. Once the defending of Malevelon Creek was finished, a new cape was made to honor the players that have served at the creek. Just imagine having to go through a battlefield with thousands of glowing red lasers zooming across the map, while you, the player, is being chased by robots with chainsaws for hands, and a Star Wars AT-AT with a big ass turret on its back, the capability of spawning in more units, and being super annoying and big. That would be not fun, and to be frank, pretty crazy. On May 20th, 2025, the Illuminate managed to get to Super Earth through the black hole that was known as Meridia. They came to Super Earth to liberate it and destroy it. Thus, the 10-day war started to defend Super Earth. During this time, we've faced many casualties. On May 30th, the president of Super Earth was assassinated, as well as 5 out of the 7 megacities were in ruin, destroyed, conquered. And many civilians died, including Helldivers. Over 100 million Helldivers have died in defending Super Earth, but their lives were not in vain, as although we have lost 100 million, the Illuminate have lost 700 million units. We destroyed them. And like a war, there's always casualties. Although we may have won, although the Helldivers have won that battle, it still doesn't mean that they're vulnerable to casualties. like the president of Super Earth being assassinated, the deaths of many civilians, Helldivers, and as well as the fall of 5 megacities, only leaving 2 left. Some pretty big casualties, to be honest. But they've pushed through. Their dedication helped them fight against the alien threat that was threatening their very digital home. On 18th, 2024, the Helldivers were tasked with liberating Ocean, a planet taken by the Terminids. Their main goal was to stop the gas called gloom from spreading. This gas was deadly. It was capable of wiping out all living people on a planet. A planet. And it was spreading quickly across the eastern sectors. Hive lungs were the source of the gloom, but it wouldn't be easy to invade Ocean, as there were a lot of caves, and these caves restricted Helldivers' access to their tools or stratagems. But the worst part was the new enemies. We got the Dragon Roach, which was, well, as it's called, a dragon roach. A big roach with wings that spews acid everywhere. It would do a lot of damage. But then, here's the worst part. But there's something worse. The Hive Lord. This was a bug that was 100 meters long and 15 meters wide, hidden beneath Ocean, having 1,500,000 XP. It took a while for the Helldivers to discover what their weakness was, but it took a while to find their weakness and what could damage them. But it was found out that these Hive Lords could be damaged with anti-tank weaponry. Later, after that discovery, the Helldivers were tasked with killing 50,000 Hive Lords in a week. But you see, the Helldivers didn't waste any time. After that order came in, 18 hours later, we've killed over... The Helldivers didn't waste their time. 18 hours later from that order, 50,000... Over 50,000 Hive Lords were killed in just 18 hours. We're talking about 100-meter long bugs with 15 million hit points. Were just killed in 18 hours. That is less than a day, and we were given a week to complete that objective. And they were given a week to complete that objective. Just think about it. Like, if you were a new player trying to kill a 15 wide 100-meter bug, that would be pretty difficult because you're new. But you see, the bug divers must be really good at the game, especially if they killed 50 million Hive Lords in just 18 hours. That's pretty crazy. Like, I wouldn't think that would be possible, but somehow they made it possible. And that contributed a lot to the liberation of Ocean. This shows how when people band up together, it forms a community. And this community, or bug divers, managed to kill 50,000 Hive Lords in just 18 hours. That would take a lot of effort and a lot of time. Now, even though this is a video game, I gotta say, Helldivers 2 might be a pretty accurate representation of how a story or history is formed in a community. No, this video isn't about how Helldivers 2 has a great supporting community. It's about how amazing it is that these people dedicate their time and life, well, not actual life, but mostly their time on this game. And it baffles me on what specific players can do. Like the bug divers being able to kill 50,000 hive lords. Or like during the invasion of Super Earth, bot divers were tasked with scrapping like 150 million automatons so that one of the best weapons can be repaired and used to contribute in this battle. And it only took about, I'm pretty sure, a week for this to be done, and it contributed a lot to defending Super Earth, and it's what secured our victory. Now, I am a Helldiver myself. I was there at the Battle of Super Earth. I fought for maybe like 2 days, like during the weekend, and it was pretty fun, but it gets tedious for me. And it's amazing what these players can achieve, how they're so dedicated to this game, not to just have fun, but to be a part of something. I don't think anyone would play 15 hours a day just of pure, how do I say this? Of pure ragdolling. Because in Helldivers 2, you get ragdolled a lot. You get thrown everywhere. Anywhere. Anytime. You spawn in, you're yeeted out of the map. But it just goes to show that these players have the dedication, and that they probably want to be a part of something big like Helldivers 2. Now, it's not like history where it's, I guess, world changing, but it's like, it shows what a community is. It shows what a community is. A group of people who have a common interest, but this is driven even further, only because of the different missions that there are, what these players have achieved, and the journey to our goal of destroying all enemies of Super Earth. It's truly amazing, and you could probably compare Helldivers 2 to actual history. Like, here's an example. It's one of the more recent battles. When we fought to get Cyberstan, you could say that it was kind of like when Miguel Hidalgo launched Un Grito de Dolores on September 16th, 1810. Miguel launched this to liberate what is now Mexico, to end 300 years of slavery and Spaniard rule. And you see, the thing is, he was close to winning, but in the end, he was executed, and the war basically lost when they reached Caldera or something. But during the invasion of Cyberstan, we all had a goal: liberate Cyberstan. And even though we had very good players, like players that are good at the game, we still lost because of the new enemies, such as the Vox engine or the cyborgs. We fought our best until we died last and lost control of Cyberstan.
Your fellow Helldivers rage against the enemy's tyranny. Join them.
What kind of stories a community can make. Like, one day, the Helldivers might actually take Cyberstan.
The Helldivers battle for freedom. Let us decide where to enter the fray.
A take-back, actually. More of a take-back than a revenge. But you know what I mean. The dedication it takes to go do these things. Like, I'm sure the soldiers that were with Miguel Hidalgo didn't do it for, like, just because they were suicidal or anything like that. they probably did it because some of them had a common goal, a common interest. They wanted to end Spaniard rule. They wanted to end the slavery. So that's what they worked towards. And they may have lost, but that's just how a story goes. Stories are random, and when you're in the present of them, anything can happen. You could win, you could lose. You could be caught at a stalemate. It's all the same. Communities build history.
The
And
bugs
that
are a plague.
is what
You are the
truly
a
amazing
failed
about
operation.
Helldivers 2.
We will rise